All right, we are live. We are recording a broadcast here. I am Ryan Haas, the founder and webmaster of the Super Mario Brothers Movie Archive website, and I am here with this guy.
Hey guys, me Steven. I run the Twitter account, handle most of the day-to-day things. Excited to finally be seeing this trailer with all of you.
Yeah, this is very new for all of us here at the Super Mario Brothers the Movie Archive. We have not done too much YouTube type things. We have some cool interviews and videos we posted over the years, but this is new. We're trying the whole live stream, quasi live stream, Twitter reaction, live action thing. So we'll just see how it goes. This and obviously this is not related to the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie. That is our normal bread and butter. If you've been following us over the years, but we've been very interested in semi trepidatious or just with everybody in the gaming movie community over the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie. We didn't really know what to think about it since it was announced, and today we finally got our first look trailer at the film, and they've really held back, other than some cast announcements and things in past Nintendo Directs. So, do you have any quick thoughts to share about like what you were feeling before the trailer got announced, the lead up to this?
To be honest, I was a little bit nervous, and even coming up to the final countdown for those last few minutes, my heart was racing. I'm like, I don't know why. It was, just the end of an era maybe, but it was very nerve-wracking but exciting. Finally, being able to see this after, as they discussed in the preview, it took them 7 years that they've been working on this, and we're only just now finally getting to see a bit of it. That's really exciting.
Yeah, and it's been a while since there's been a Super Mario Brothers related movie out there, and being part of the build up, the reveal, the marketing push, and the release of the movie, it's all a very exciting time. People that follow me on Twitter know I'm also part of the Batman on Film website, and covering movies like that is always an interesting process, and we haven't had to do that for anything Mario related in years. We've lived in our own little corner of the world, and we've only had this one little product, and we're we're both me and Steven we're very, very intrinsically fans of the live action 93 Mario movie, but we're also Nintendo fans, and we're also Super Mario Brothers fans. So I'm coming at it from a sense of like, nothing they do with this movie will take away our main passion or love of the original live action movie. It's still there. It's not going anywhere. Believe me, believe both of us. We have so much content to do. We could keep throwing out content for a long time based on this movie, and we can get into that a little bit after we talk about this. But the Nintendo Direct was really interesting. I thought it was a really interesting way for them to unveil this. They talked about it releasing it at New York Comic Con. So what they did is they cast this Nintendo Direct to the internet, to the world, at the same time as in New York Comic Con. Miyamoto introduced it. Then we got a little intro from Chris Meledandri from Illumination, and they gave us little updates about the status of the movie. And it's as you would expect. The animation's almost done. We got a cool little tidbit about the composer Brian Tyler working directly with Koji Kondo to incorporate game themes into the score, which is great. Then we got little cast introduction clips from Chris Pratt, Mario, and Jack Black, Bowser. And then we saw the trailer, and that was pretty much it. So did you have any thoughts on like how they presented the trailer before the trailer started? It seemed to me like an interesting Nintendo-esque way of doing it, trying to be like both a Nintendo Direct / theatrical movie reveal. I think they learned some things from the previous time that they talked about the movie inside of a game-focused Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, well, Nintendo has always been a company about being involved with their community, and I think this is much the same. That they want us to feel like we're part of the experience. It's not like you're just catching the trailer on the TV. They wanted everyone to be here to be able to experience it together, and I think it really worked out considering the reaction on Twitter, both positive, negative, mixed. Overall, everyone's talking about it, and I think it was an enormous success.
Well, that's great to hear. And just for the viewers to know, me and Steven don't really know what each other's thoughts are majorly on the trailer yet because we've been saving it for this. And I haven't really looked at the Twitter reaction, and you've been way more into that, Steven, because it just came out. Like I was literally at work, I had a work meeting, so I couldn't even watch it live. I waited until this, and then I caught up, and then we just jumped in here. So like our reactions are genuine, and the conversation we have after will be completely genuine. So what I want to do is bring up the trailer, and we'll just do a live reaction. We've already seen it obviously with most of the world, but we'll just talk over the trailer and then have some more thoughts and then talk a little bit after that. Does that sound good to you, Steven?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's do this. Well, let's pull up the trailer and see what happens. It's like a little mini commentary. The intro's cool, fire and ice, impending doom. Seems like Bowser, Koopa airship kind of thing. It's a cool thing. You see this stuff in the games a lot, right? But like Koopa and Bowser always has like giant impending thing that takes over various worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy?
I do think it's interesting that it's more of that like Paper Mario, more modern take where he brings his castle to you, whereas in the older games and he used like you said, the airships.
Yeah, and the Paper Mario thing is apt because like those are the more story focused games. There's a lot of dialogue in those, and you get more, especially from Bowser. You get a lot of flavor and a lot more character beats.
And you got the penguins here. A lot of people might identify them with like Super Mario 64, but again, Paper Mario has a whole chapter devoted to a penguin village.
Yeah, and it makes you think like in the movie maybe they're taking some of these like lesser Mario characters and giving them their kingdoms of their own, so they can expand it.
Yeah, that's the thing I've always liked about the whole Mario franchise is you have this entire world, all these different little kingdoms, balloons just woven together, and we finally get to see it animated, and it looks lush, vibrant. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. This is a fun intro, You hear a little bit of the voice, you get a little bit of Toad, Chris Pratt's Mario voice, and then you just get, it's a very quick teaser. But I was very appreciative that they did show what they're about to show here. This.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. So the thing at the end, when they first, so a couple days before when the direct was announced, they showed the poster and it had, it's pretty infamous now, right? Like it had Mario standing looking at, the lead up to the Mushroom Kingdom, to the castle. And one of my little tongue-in-joke tweets, I don't always tweet from the SMB movie account. It's usually Steven, but I tweeted, I'm like, okay, if this is the Super Mario Brothers movie, where's the other brother, right? And so I was glad to see them throw Luigi in at the end, and you heard just a little bit of Charlie Day's like voice, and that's why you get Charlie Day to be Luigi, so you can hear the scared screams, and it looks like they're putting, touching on that flavor of what Luigi is in the game, being the more timid, the more scared, the more, Luigi's Mansion horror-esque element. What could he be doing in that scene? So I thought it was a nice little tease.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly doesn't seem like much. People are like, I have seen comments along the lines like, "Oh, that's it? Where's the rest? Where's Yoshi?" And you want to see more, but at the same time, I feel like they really did hint at quite a bit. Gene Park with Washington Post, he just put out an article discussing it and how Mario makes that line about, where are we? And it seems to imply that he hasn't been here before.
Right.
So, Gene Park was talking about how this is another Ice Kai take.
Another what?
Ice Kai? I don't know if I'm pronouncing
yes.
it correctly.
Yeah.
But, that's the kind of approach you see with this type of film. It's been done a lot. I don't want to say that it's absolutely confirmed that he's from our world and not just from another area in their world. But I really do like how they've incorporated Captain Toad into, this whole origin story.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you pointed out, where's the brother, where's Luigi? And they tease that at the end. And, at that point, where's Mario? Right. So it seems like maybe they're going to split the brothers up at some point, which is interesting because in the 1993 original, they're almost never apart from each other.
Right. I mean, maybe they begin separately, right? Like you see Mario like introduced thrown into the world. Maybe Luigi's thrown into another part, and that's part of the story of the movie is that they have to find each other to become the Super Mario Brothers to like complete their goal. Like maybe it's one of those things where they're like they actually need each other to actually accomplish the goal of rescuing the princess and saving the kingdom. Who knows?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And Bowser's army, him and his Koopa troop, they look incredible. Jack Black is really putting himself into the character. It sounds how you might imagine Bowser. We've already heard Bowser in the past, but it sounds familiar. It has his distinct character that, you associate with Jack Black. And they've said that it's going to be more of a musical role. So hopefully we really get to see, because that's one thing that the original 1993 film isn't musical either, but as far as like Disney films, you always love that villain song. And if this production goes along those lines, that could be something that would really make Jack Black stand out in this role.
Yeah. And they definitely do a great job of like making Bowser very imposing. And even when he like launched the fire beam out, it wasn't like a normal like fireballs or like it was like this gigantic, epic looking like kingdom destroying flame burst, right? So I'm interested to see how wild they go with some of the powers and you're a big lore guy. I'm a big lore guy too. I'm interested to see how much because this is them putting a story and canon into the thing, and I'm curious to see like how much they try to start saying like this is Mario canon or this is Mario Illumination movie canon, especially because we do know there's gonna be plenty of Easter eggs and things in the games, like how relevant are past games to this movie, and I would say probably not. You'll just have winks and nods that are just inside the set dressing, and this is going to be its own thing, probably. That's kind of my guess, And we heard just a little bit of Chris Pratt's Mario voice, but it does sound like he's just a guy. It doesn't sound Charles Martinet, and it sounds a little gruffer, a little, I don't want to say it sounded just obviously Brooklyn-esque, but it sounded like a normal from our world, kind of voice. So that will be interesting to see what they do show. And it's probably based off the other cast members we know about, well, Donkey Kong and Foreman Spike being in the movie, they probably will start off in our world. Probably, you know, so we'll see, right? I kind of feel like they probably will.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not opposed to that. I think it's a great premise, and it's worked before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's not like they're, you know, if it works, don't change it.
Yeah, it would be a conscious effort of Nintendo kind of stepping back from what they have established ever since, you know, Yoshi's Island, right? It was when they started to walk that back and say that, oh, Mario and Luigi were born in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that's when the Mario Mania era that we know that we put the movie under kind of started to fade away. So, you know, even with the Paper Mario games that you mentioned, they have Mario and Luigi have their house. They have a house in the Mushroom Kingdom, and they've always been there. So it seems like if that's the way they go, it'll be a clever way of working in existing Nintendo history with Donkey Kong and previous Super Mario Brothers games into the storyline of this movie. I think that'll be really interesting. Hopefully they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I feel exactly the same.
Yeah. Let's see. Did anything else stand out to you? I mean, I like the designs of everybody. I mean, obviously they didn't go. They kept the essence of what current video game iconic 3D Mario looks like from regular modern Nintendo games, Mario Odyssey and things like that. But they put more graphical fidelity into the textures of the clothing, and the gloves on Mario's hands have a little bit more embellishment. And I'll have to like pause through the Luigi to see like how much of the similarities they have between him and Mario, but there's a little bit more realism there. You know, the mustache is a little bit more realistic looking, and that's what's just been interesting to me too, is even in the trailer, just seeing the mouths move and having real dialogue come out, because in games it's normally the very quick 1 to 2 word phrases, or in Paper Mario they just you just get the speech bubbles. But here, like, it's a full animated movie and it has to work, and so far it's working pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bowser himself and all, the more non-humanoid, non-Mario characters, they all look pretty on model, like you said, to what we're familiar with, but they did put a little bit of a spin on Mario and Luigi. They look slightly different, and I'm fine with it. I when I was first growing up with Mario, it was a very transitional period for the franchise. The look was always in a state of flux. And I had one of those 1989 Applause dolls.
Yes.
And it's very off model, but I couldn't help but thinking of that when I was watching this trailer.
The big stuffed one that's got like the little hat, and I think I've got him downstairs.
Yeah, it is. It's got like a hard face. It's like a vinyl and plush.
Yes, with the big swoopy mustache. Yeah.
So I'm excited. I can't wait to see more, and it does seem like there's a lot more to see, as you said, with the whole Donkey Kong universe being incorporated into it.
Yeah, and that's what a teaser trailer does, and that's even how it's been presented on the Twitter account. Like, it's a teaser trailer. People need to know the movie's coming. Here's what it is. Is just enough, and they'll show us more and more, I'm sure, as the months go on for its April release. But yeah, that's all they needed to show. It's called the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's the official title. So they showed both of the Mario Brothers and Bowser, and so I'm in the trailer, and so I'm happy as far as that goes. And there's plenty of speculation to come. And then I do feel like, for all of the buildup and how's it going to come across? I think it's coming across better than a lot of us thought it probably would. When after that first initial Nintendo Direct announcement with the cast and stuff, it was wild, right? But I think this is it feels like they're going in the right direction here. It'll be really interesting to start to dissect it more as we go, and I'll be very interested to see how they conduct further releases of trailers and press type things related to the movie. Look, is every trailer going to have a Nintendo Direct? You know, what happens when there is like press interviews and red carpet stuff leading up to the movie? Are the game people going to be there too? Is Miyamoto going to be there too? So they can have that game and that Nintendo company and Illumination Studio connection like they're showing here? Or will that transition more to Illumination as the movie comes across? Because as we know, when the live action movie came out, it was all movie things, the movie, you know, and Nintendo just kind of was hands off by design. They didn't want to be a part of them. They gave them the rights and they let the movie be the movie. And for this, it's the complete opposite. They want you to know it's, you know, and even in the poster, it's Nintendo plus Illumination presents the Super Mario Brothers movie. They want you to know, like, this is a Nintendo-backed product here.
It's got that seal of approval.
Exactly. It's all but having the little seal of approval at the bottom. So, do you have any? One thought that I had, like, just seeing the Mario emerge into the Mushroom Kingdom, it seems like art direction wise, we're going to get a lot of very fractured fairy tale embellished giant world landscape versions of worlds we've seen from the games. And I'm already starting to see a lot of interesting connections between this and what we have seen from the original fantasy production of the Super Mario Brothers movie. As we know, like, before the movie we got was in production, they were pretty well far along in designing a very fantasy based movie. Did you make that same connection when you saw some of the landscapes?
Yeah. I'm very curious to know how popular or known the Genuine and Parker script is within, like, the screenwriting community, because it does seem to be one of those greatest could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to accuse anyone of essentially ripping it off, but it seems like a great resource if you're looking into what had been done before, what mistakes were done, and trying to avoid them. I don't know if Illumination was like, ignore everything you've heard before, don't read the book, don't play the games,
don't visit the Super Mario Brothers the movie archive, whatever you do.
But it seems to be in good hands. A lot of people were worried about Illumination handling it, and they do have a rocky track record, but I think they've put all of their resources into this project, and it's showing.
Yeah, for sure. So let me think here. It does make me think. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in this video, we as in me and Steven, the Mario movie archive, we have a lot of content left to release to the website, to the world. It's just, an archive is hard to run, especially when it's just your hobby. There's so much stuff we've had over the years, but we have quite a lot of things pertaining to the original fantasy version of the movie left to kind of get out there. And we've put things on the Twitter and the Facebook, and there's been some, we gave David Oxford a lot of things, and there was a really nice segment on it in I think, was it the very first issue of Nintendo Force magazine a few years ago?
The first issue.
Yeah, but I think that could be a cool opportunity for us, the SMB movie archive. We could start to do some more. We have some interviews we could put out. We have multiple interviews we can put out. We have some artwork and we have some cool things we could do related to that fantasy version, and then we could obviously release those things in a nice way and talk about them as it pertains to the new movie as more Super Mario Brothers movie things come out, and maybe doing more streams like this with that content would be a kind of a good way to just discuss it and as a companion, like any big features we release on the website like that, we could do a little companion video on here just to kind of prompt both things up. Does that sound like something cool we could do to you?
Yeah, it sounds great. The film is going to be getting a bit of a revival because of this whole release, and even in the last few days, we've seen a lot of like fan art or just tweets in favor of the film, bringing it up. So I imagine we're going to continue to get these comparisons in the future, and with the 30th anniversary next year and the Illumination release next year, it's a wonderful opportunity.
Like right away, like we've got the Super Mario Brothers 1993 live action movie fandom. It's hard to it's even getting my head around that's interesting now, because I'm like, oh, when I say the Mario movie fandom, I have to say like the live action Mario movie fandom now to differentiate it. But the fandom is great, and you interact with it on a daily basis through our social media, and everybody is just so like passionate and just loves embellishing the one movie we have. So and some folks have been a little like, everybody's been nervous too, having that same nervousness. I'm not worried about about this new movie kind of erasing the old one, because it won't. Right? It will take the spotlight for quite a long time, especially through its release and its all the trailers and the movie coming out. It'll obviously be the thing that gets the most attention because it's the new thing. But it absolutely will bring new fans into the franchise and make people curious. When they just discover like, oh, there was another Mario movie. What's that about? And then we're going to be here to kind of be the little landing pad for that fandom, or to bring new people into this Mario movie fandom. So I think it'll be it's maybe the end of an era in terms of the live action movie being the most recent movie, or the only movie, discounting the anime, of course. So now we've got another one here. So it'll be fun. It's an era that like I'm trying to remember is a reason to welcome it and to be positive about it, because more people are going to come into fandoms, and the more fandoms that we can make that are inclusive and positive and have just good content. That's what this website has always been, is like, and that it's a place to celebrate what came, and other people can grab the content and like make their own judgments and opinions out of it. And I've had so many people email or talk about this website, our website, in that manner, and that's why it's here. So do you have any final thoughts on the trailer, or what you see us and the website doing over the coming months? I think maybe a watch party would be fun if that can be arranged. It might be a little difficult, but it would be fun to do.
Yeah, watch party would be incredible. And there's certainly a few people we know in the community that would probably be interested in what as well. But you and I, we can see what we can get together and be one of the first people out there to really review it and commentate on it. And I think people would be interested in that, just getting our take on it, and just knowing that we're not bitter.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The easiest way to just put the death knell into your fandom is to like be bitter about the new thing and say that the old thing is the only way to go. Like, that's not the way to grow the fandom. We're only ever going to get one Hoskins Leguizamo Hopper live action movie. So let's bang the drum for that positivity. And I think we've done that for years, and we've we've wrangled the what is this, what happened, on the discourse about it, and kind of reined it in a little bit just by virtue of championing the movie. So like the fact that we're going to just keep doing that along with the new movie, I think is kind of the right path. And that way we can just, when we do things, we'll just keep having fun with it. And it'll just be, a long time ago, Stephen, I think we kind of learned that this website and this fandom, there really is no stopping point. Every time we think we're done, we're kind of not done. Every time we think like there's nothing else left to find, we find like a lost rough cut of the movie that's got all the deleted scenes, and just we keep being rewarded for keeping this thing going. So that's what we're going to keep doing. So definitely, let me use my little banner here. Visit the Super Mario Brothers the Movie Archive website here if you haven't done it in a while. I should probably update it. I haven't done that in a while. But do that and let us know what you thought about the trailer and what you thought about this video, and either in the comments here or on social media, you can get a hold of me right here on Twitter, and Steven is the main SMB movie Twitter. We're both always talking about the Mario movie, obviously. Just let us know what you thought, and definitely let us know if you'd like more content like this on the YouTube, because now that we've kind of jumped in and done it, we can do more of it. So let us know if you liked it, and if what you might want to see us cover in the future, even if it's like taking things from the website and just talking more about them or presenting them in a new way. Like, we're totally down to do that. So totally do that. Like this video, subscribe to this channel so you can be notified if we do this in the future, which I'm sure we will. And follow us on Twitter at SMB Movie and SMB_Ryan, and check out the website at SMBmovie.com. And one thing left to say.
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus, exactly.